Good afternoon, my name is Conny Larsson. I am a member of the Swedish Bar Association and I am also an attorney at law at the Swedish law firm Gade and Partners in Stockholm. No laws have yet been broken, but if SOM is finally regarded as not being abandoned by the Russians, that would probably be in conflict with the Swedish law on exclusive rights to salvage. The Russian position is that SOM was never abandoned. From my perspective, that is not in line with the Swedish law, because the SOM was left for nearly 100 years without any activities whatsoever from the Russians. If that is not being abandoned, then what is? And how the case finally ends depends on how the Swedish Maritime Administration argues. If they are too cautious to challenge the political interests and considerations of the Swedish state, they may avoid a legal judgment in accordance with the law. And I fear that that could be the case. There is a letter from the Russian ambassador to the Swedish Maritime Administration. That letter states that there is already an agreement between the Russian and the Swedish states which will exclude the participation from the Ocean X team. That is truly an extraordinary information, and if so, it would be quite questionable from a constitutional perspective, and I think it would be regarded as illegal. There is also a sentence in that letter to the Maritime Administration of Sweden stating that the Russians would look positively if the decision will be made in favor of the Russian authorities. That is a way of putting pressure on the decision from the Swedish authorities, which is also questionable. Regarding the letter from the Russian ambassador to the Swedish Maritime Administration, I haven't seen any agreement in writing so far, but I don't think that the Russian ambassador would lie about a thing like that, because he would look rather silly if the Swedish authorities or the Swedish state afterwards denies that such agreement is existing. I think that this whole matter is rather unnecessary, because the wish of the Ocean X team is corresponding with the Russian wishes, which is to bring the submarine back to Russia. And believe me, the guys have the resources necessary to perform such a transportation and a salvage. So I hope that we will put aside all this kind of political considerations and get into business. Thank you.